My name is Tom. I'm the director and co-founder of Felipe Educational Consultants here in Spain, and we support international students who are pursuing an academic and professional future in Europe. Now, one of our partners is EIT Inno Energy, and we have the luck today to have you, Felipe, on this call as well, on this live. So our students who are interested in the same career as you can ask all the questions that they want. Would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Yes, my name is Felipe. I'm from Colombia and I'm studying the Master Select Sustainable Energy Systems. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, great, thanks. So let's still wait for a few more people. How do you see the current situation in Barcelona? Are you excited to be here? Is it your first time?
It's my first time in Barcelona. I find this city lovely. It's amazing. For me, it's very interesting to see how the culture is different, but at the same, we have a lot of like being equal in another aspects. So it's a great opportunity for me to be here.
Mm-hmm. And I bet for you, it's also very welcoming that everybody can speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's good.
Okay, great. So thanks for this. And without further ado, let's dive into the subject matter. The Instagram Live today will be about EIT Inno Energy. I will say a few words about them. They are Europe's biggest sustainable startup accelerator. So what they do is it's the European Innovation and Technology Center, and they're partially funded by the EU as well as private investors. And their mission is in accordance to the Green Deal that we have from last year to make the world a better place through sustainable energy. And this is why they have partnered up with the top technology and business schools all in Europe. So you can study in more than 10 countries and in the best institutions. And they've designed 2-year master programs that aim at different areas to improve the sustainable energy and to drive the acceleration. So today we will be speaking about your program, Felipe specifically, but also there are 8 other programs, and I'm just going to mention them for the other energy engineers that are interested. So we have a master in renewable energy, in energy for smart cities, and sustainable energy systems, smart electrical networks and systems, energy storage, energy transition, and nuclear energy. And today we will be focusing on your field, Felipe. So before we dive into things like academic requirements and scholarships and how the program itself looks like, could you tell us a little bit about your background? We already know that you're Colombian. From which city are you?
I am from Medellin.
All right, great area.
Yeah, it has a lovely weather over there. Very beautiful sight viewing. It's a great place to visit.
Mm-hmm. So what's your personal life been like up to this point, and also in combination with your previous academic experiences?
Okay, I'm an energy engineer from the Universidad de Medellin. It's one of the newest universities in my place in Medellin, in Antioquia. I'm very happy or very proud that I feel that my background is a very good point to start to understand these cities, these smart grids, this energy transition. And also, like, I have some experience in energy markets. I worked in the TSO, the Colombian TSO, like the regulator and the guys who manage the energy in Colombia. So for me, this part of the sustainable energy systems is the way of thinking how we should go, because maybe we are harnessing our resources, and though this is not the best way as we are doing today. We are polluting our world, and we have to do this transition to the sustainability. So that's why it's so important to, when you get your bachelor's, you go further and you try to improve your systems and the life quality of the people that surround you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So for all these reasons, you decided to step up your game and join an international European experience to learn from the best here, which is EIT Inno Energy. In fact, when it comes to sustainable energy, you decided to step up your game and come here to study at UPC, which is the Polytechnical University of Catalonia.
I mean, this university here in Barcelona, I feel it has a very strong like basis background. There is a lot of strong technical aspects here, and it gives you the opportunity to go further, even further in these aspects, and you will realize that while more you learn, less you know. So it's amazing.
Okay, that's great to hear. And also you have a lot of international fellow students here, right?
Yeah, actually, it's an amazing opportunity because most of them are from different continents. Even we have people from Asia, we have people from US, from Colombia as well. I have another Colombian colleague. We have colleagues from Africa, from Europe itself. So you learn firstly about different languages, about different cultures, different backgrounds. We have civil engineers, we have environmental engineers, physics, chemistry. So it's very, very good. Like you learn a lot from your colleagues, from your teammates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds crazy. All the different backgrounds, and I mean, it's not just different subjects in engineering, but it's also people from all around the world. So the internationality here seems to be a very big factor. For the people who just joined, this webinar today is with Felipe Quintero, our Colombian student at a master's program in sustainable energy systems at EIT Inno Energy. And also, if you just joined, don't forget to click the like button down there so we can spread the word together. Felipe, we already received the first questions here in the chat. And they ask about the course duration and the start dates. Just as an information for everybody who's in there, we try to answer as many questions as possible. We also received a lot of questions from you beforehand, and we will try to answer all of them as we go. So, Felipe, a question for you. How long does this whole course take?
I mean, when we are the starting dates, it is 2 years long, but the starting date, it depends of the university that you select. For me, as a UPC based, I started in August, the end of August. You take classes because as you make a path over your masters, so you select 2 universities, and the idea is like you are taking courses in both universities at the same time. So let's say that the KTH, the Stockholm-based courses started in August, late August, and the course from UPC started in September, mid-September, and it goes through until July, I think, or June, in the next year. But it depends. Like it can slightly be different between universities.
Mm-hmm. So for our viewers, also that just joined, the program that we're talking about is a 2-year program. There's 8 different master programs. Felipe is studying in one of them, and they can be studied all over Europe. So that means the first year for Felipe, for example, is going to be in Barcelona, but he chose as the second year to study in Stockholm. So this is where he will graduate after 24 months.
Yes.
A question from my side, Felipe, for you. Why did you decide to study at UPC and then Stockholm?
Okay, it is funny in somehow because like this the paths are very, you have a lot of options, but select maybe for the first year you have only Stockholm and Barcelona. So for my side, as I wanted to do the second year in Stockholm, like I want kind of forced to be in Barcelona, but at the end it's not true because you have a lot of options inside the same masters. So for me it was, I would prefer Barcelona firstly because I love Spain. I feel like it's incredible. It's an incredible country. Maybe I felt like for me being all around the world, being outside of my house and being at least in a country that speaks Spanish, the culture is no different. Like for me, this change is not going to be so hard. So for me, was like a good option. And also Barcelona, like the beach, the places to visit here. There is a lot of activities. I also like some recommendations for a friend of mine that she told me like Barcelona amazing, one of the best places to live. So maybe that give you the opportunity to think twice and say, okay, that's my only option, but otherwise, no matter, I will choose this option because I love it.
And I mean, part of the program, and that's also part of the innovation journey, as it's called at EIT Inno Energy, is the partnership with a lot of schools. So part of your education is also courses at ESADE Business School, which is one of the top 10 business schools in the whole world. How does the inter-universitary, how do the programs work? Like, do you have classes here and there, or how does this look in practice?
Yes, we have like courses. We take courses in these different universities. Right now we are taking this course that is called Project of the Year, and this is ESADE based. Let's say that in like what it's usually it's like you go for different seminars in those universities and you attend them the classes. But due to this corona situation, like we are taking the most of the classes online. But I hope that the next semester with this vaccine that they are actually nowadays put in, so I hope that the next semester we will be allowed to travel, to go, to be at the different universities. Actually, as I have classes in Stockholm, I'm supposed to be in Stockholm someday. Like you can travel to Stockholm if you have, for instance, a project. So you go to Stockholm, you develop your project, and you go back here. So it's like it is possible to do that. It's possible to go to different, but we have to accept that this corona situation it's a problem. But I feel that Energy understands it. For instance, they gave us like a scholarship for, like, we understand the COVID situation is hard, so we are going to give you an extra scholarship. They are going to reduce your tuition fee. So it is a problem, but at the same time it helps you because this economic crisis is affecting all of us. So you win something, but you lost something. But I really hope that the next year we will be able to start traveling and knowing different projects and enterprises and so on.
Okay, that's great. I mean, at this point, it's probably important to mention that EIT Inno Energy has partnered up with the 500 most relevant companies for sustainable energy in this world, which means they also give you company visits, field trips, and right now, as you correctly said, it's a situation with the pandemic we all have to deal with. But at the same time, once this is over, and all of us hope it's next year, you will be in the pole position to do all these company visits and to get the full support of Inno Energy to get you into one of these programs and companies. Now, another thing that I'd like to talk about is the internationality in the program itself. We briefly spoke about it before. So how big, for example, is your class size, and where are the people usually from that you work with every day?
I mean, the thing is, like, when you are at class, as you are working all in English, so let's say that you have like a base, but the way that the people see the things is different, because maybe thinking in a different language make you a different way to see the things. So when I imagine something that they are explaining it in English and I thinking about it, maybe sometimes some of this Spanish culture is given into it. So I make it give a different output that my colleague from Africa or from Poland, because my teammates are from Poland, Italy, Spain, Indonesia, China, Mexico. So you see, it's a lot of countries. Like you won't repeat more than twice a country while trying to see from India, from US. So there's a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different ways, things that think, all these activities. So it's wholesome. It's a very nice way to feel this, and I think it's the most valuable stuff. When you go to a national university that has a national program, usually like you also only see this point of view, the people that's based in that university, but because you may think that a normal master's degree from Spain will be full of people from Spain. So you will only see that point of view. But here in this master's degree, you have a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different cultures. You see a lot of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
No, it sounds really great. And I mean, after you finish the program, you probably plan as well to, join a European company, and you will work with the greatest minds. You already work with the greatest minds in sustainable energy right now because you chose this program. But after that, your working environment will be very international. For example, usually the last graduates that we had in total, there were almost 1,200 graduates from EIT Inno Energy program, and 92% of them work in European companies after graduation. So is this something that you would also consider for yourself?
For sure. Like in this moment of my life, I am open to everything that it can go. To be honest, I would like to keep pursuing a doctoral degree. Maybe like we will see that. But for me, being part of this society and can give something else, like this part I can give, I can make to enhance or improve the society, I will be always open to do so. So for me, of course, my dream would be like at night and in several days, I hope I can join a university, and in the day I work in a company that is the cutting edge, and then we are taking this information into the university and developing new things, and then go again to these enterprising companies and make to test and make proofs, and then see if we actually were improving that. Because maybe when you are only in the company, it's only money, producing money, making incomes. And the university is just only understand, learn, research. But there is this connection. It's too important. And I think this master's gives you this link. And that's why I would like to work in a company as well, being in a university, to be that link. So, but like this is my dream. That's what I would like to be doing. But for me, I'm open to the opportunities. I'm open to everything, and I want to be part of this project.
I mean, you're just at the very beginning of this journey. And with Inno Energy, you also have the possibility to profit from their coaching and mentoring program. Because, I mean, it's not just a master course as you would take at university, right? So through their partnerships and real life people who work in the sector since more than 20 years, they will be guiding you and they will be helping you in personal sessions as well. And we have a lot of graduates, like for instance, 12% of all the graduates, they form their own company in Europe in the future. And 4 out of these graduates were listed in Forbes 30 under 30. So this is a very impressive statistic, and I just wanted to mention it here as well. So,
yeah, this part of...
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say that this part of the being with ESADE, you all the time thinking oh, this is probably a new venture. Oh, you can maybe make money about this, because you are seeing all the time the cutting edge technologies. You are all the time knowing in your classes what is the last thing, what is the newest. So you think we can maybe do something. So it gets attached to you. So I don't surprise about have a lot of outcome companies.
Mm-hmm. So we just received a question in the chat. Is there an opportunity to work while you learn?
Okay, I think it depends in the country and in the university you choose. Honestly, InnoEnergy encourage you to do not work while studying, because it's full-time studies. You are all the time working in projects, preparing your tests, your exams. So I would say that there is not too much time to work, but at the end, if you can manage to do a full-time master's degree and get an extra revenue, why not? It depends on you. But what I know, it's a lot of students that are in the second year. They try to create a master thesis that is too related to a venture or to a company. So if they can find that internship, master thesis at the same time, and they get paid by being in this internship at the same time, you can do that. It is possible. There are people that is doing that. So at the end, is whatever you can do, maybe you are going to reach that.
Yeah, thanks for this information. And I mean, this is the first-hand experience from somebody who's currently studying the program. So you heard of other students writing a thesis while they are working in a company to solve an actual real-life problem. I'm just gonna talk a little bit further about the legal background in Spain. So if you have a student visa in Spain, you can work up to 20 hours per week with a special regulation that's called Convenio de Práctica. And we at LEAP can support you in finding an internship or finding a part-time job at the same time. And from the other side, we also have InnoEnergy, who through their more than 500 partnerships are able to get you an internship in the second year, so you can write your thesis there. And after graduation, both LEAP and InnoEnergy will support all students to find a job in Europe. Okay, so we had other questions here in the meantime. I think one of them was directed into the admission requirements. And I'd like to speak with you, Felipe, about how was the process for you with the application and fulfilling the requirements? Like, I know that you are above average students for sure. You are a top-notch student. But what would you tell other students who are currently in the situation that you were 1 year ago?
Okay. Yeah, as you just said, being part of a master's program, let's say the planning starts like 1 year. It's 1 year of planning, especially if you are trying to get some funding from scholarships. But when you want to submit your application, let's say that it's quite easy. Just it's a form in the internet. You fill all the information, like your bachelor background, your transcripts, your passport, like nothing too spectacular. Things that are very common. Like you will imagine why they are asking for that. But something that is surprising is like they are open to almost every background. Like they care, like you have the basics of mathematics, statistics, or whatever. And then, like, if you go here, no matter your background, you have to do an extra effort if you are for a different background, but you can try it. I mean, like this time of energy, energy implies a lot of thermodynamics, a lot of electricity, physics, whatever. But if you are you study chemical engineer, like you don't maybe know about electricity, but you know something about thermodynamics, so you can just try to do a bigger effort, but at the end it's not too complicated. Like you can do it. It's a matter of studying. But yes, so at the end, what you do, just you send your document and you get the reply if you are accepted or not. And as a long time knows, for me, I think it's not too hard. And my GPA is not the craziest thing ever. I have our friends, like they don't have we have very impressive like outstanding students, but we have some like regular GPAs, so it's not too hard in terms of fulfilling the requirements. The important thing is, like, when you get here, you do your best effort, you try to do your best all the time, improving yourself, creating the best thing you can do, and move on.
Okay, that's actually it doesn't sound too hard. I would like to highlight at this point in time that when there are any applications or you plan to apply for the people who are in the viewership, you can send them to Leap, and we will be reviewing your documents for free, and we will help you, give you some suggestions. Maybe you can improve your essay, or how do you fulfill the English proficiency test, or in which shape or form do your academic transcript and certificate have to be. So like there's a number of steps that you need to fulfill, but we encourage everybody to try and to check if they can get accepted. Now I'd like to talk a little bit more about your time in Barcelona. I know it's a strange time to travel abroad, but finally you took an intercontinental flight during the high time of coronavirus. So it is possible to get a student visa. It is possible to travel despite what everybody's saying in the news. So could you tell us a bit about your first month in Barcelona, like maybe from the moment you arrived, when you settled into your accommodation and started at the university?
Okay. Something that it's surprising is like the weather in Barcelona, at least when I arrived, it was comfortable, I feel, feeling very nice. And nowadays it's quite colder, but I feel like in other places would be totally colder along Europe. But let's say that Barcelona is
in Germany.
Yeah, during the journey, okay, one of the first thing I said, because one of the guys that lives in Barcelona, it's on the master, he took me from the airport, so he was so kind just for picking me up from the airport. And the first thing that I said to him is like, I realized why it took around 1,500 years to discover America. Because we are too far away, like 9 hours, 10 hours of flight. It's a long flight. And it's incredible, like when you are inside with your face masks all the time, you feel like the COVID is all away, all around. Every time you turn your head and you think the COVID is there, but no. Like everything is too clean. Like the people is always wearing these masks. Like they are speaking about, like the speakers, they are saying, we have these filters that eliminates 99.99% of the bacteria, virus. So like at the same time, you feel maybe a bus, it's more dangerous than an airplane. You know, like it's a lot of people going in a long flight, but as they know it's too dangerous, they make a lot of things to try to reduce this danger. But when you are in a bus, like you have your face mask, and that's all. So I would say like it's risky, but you are in your daily you are having bigger risks in your country. And in country, like I could be in my town, and it could be worse. And Barcelona, it's in terms of the architecture, history, beach, this a lot of interesting things to visit, the museums. Like here in Barcelona, it's possible to hang. Like sometimes when we go out from an exam, okay, let's gather together, let's do a trip, just walk away, hang out, and that's cool. Like you are capable to do that, and it's just amazing.
Okay, this was also the reason why I chose. Like me personally, I'm German. I live here since 5 years, and I came to Barcelona. I fell in love with the city. It's just a great place to meet international people. And I can tell you, same as Felipe here from first-hand experience, that at the moment, Corona is there, we have to deal with it, but that doesn't mean that we have to jeopardize our academic future. So I just encourage everybody to apply for the intake. The next one is in October 2021. And actually the admission period is already open. So there's 5 rounds in total. The first one was from October to November, and the next one is currently open and lasts until the mid of January. So if after this live you have further questions, like just you can drop them to us. We will forward them to Felipe, and if you have any questions about requirements, about timelines and so on, you can contact us anytime.